Before the break, we did our review of The Bachelor. We also reviewed I Care a Lot, which is on Netflix if you want to watch it. Bessie and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yes.
And
really quickly, I say another good show to watch that we didn't touch on was HBO has a documentary about the Apollo Theater in New York. We watched that one as well. Definitely watch that if you want to talk about more about like the Harlem Renaissance and the history behind that. So that's on HBO, and I think it's called Showtime at the Apollo, or just look up Apollo, you'll find it. But overall, we really wanted to kind of just like touch on some high notes of things that we were involved with this month to celebrate Black History Month. Outside of what we've personally been doing, we were involved with Rainier Avenue Radio, and we were able to conduct interviews of our Seattle history makers. So like I got to speak with Elmer Dixon, who helped found the Seattle chapter of the Black Panther Party. Spoke to Eddie Rye Jr., whom we've talked briefly about, who also has a show on KKNW.
Yeah, Urban Forum Northwest. Yep, Thursdays from 2 to 3. So today, later on.
Yay!
Hey.
And then also Don Mason, who was one of our first African-American House of Representatives to be elected in the state of Washington. So definitely impactful as far as the Pacific Northwest goes. And that was something that was important to me because overall, I feel like Black history is kind of broad, or, you know, you know what I mean? So learning about people that impacted where I grew up and the areas and spaces, you know, that I frequent, that opened up my eyes, and I appreciated that. Lastly for me, there's this book that I've been reading. It's by Alice Walker, who wrote The Color Purple, and it's called The Third Life of Grange Copeland. I definitely recommend it. It's not as well known, of course, as The Color Purple, but it's a great read. It obviously talks about the struggles of Black people in America, but this was actually her very first novel that she wrote. So definitely check it out if you want to see and read a great story by a Black author.
I think maybe Jasmine and I should try to do like a live so that we can touch more on these hot topics, but because I'm not gonna really have time to talk about anything that I did. I did a lot this Black History Month,
So much.
specifically through my work. So I learned a lot of things, specifically with the Harlem Renaissance. But that is gonna be our show today because we only have a minute left. I would say overall, Black History Month is the way, and
Absolutely
the whole
the way.
show really the way. Check all of this stuff out and definitely do your research.
Matt on The Bachelor is not the way, though. I'm just saying that. I
Yeah,
have to throw
I don't
that
really
out
like
there.
him. Do better with the casting, like for real. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will talk to you guys next week.